Rain gently drums against Lila's window, an echo of the gray skies that blanket her world in a melancholic hush. Lila sits motionless, her gaze lost in the rain-streaked glass, a mirror reflecting her profound sadness. It's a rainy morning in Lila's world, a voice narrates, painting a scene of quiet despair. The clouds are covering the Sunday. The soft, rhythmic drumming of the rain intensifies the feeling of gloom. Lila sighs, her breath fogging the glass as she traces the path of raindrops, a world of longing reflected in her eyes. Her bracelet, a silent sentinel, glows faintly, mirroring the dim light of the overcast day. A whisper escapes her lips, a child's plea against the dreary weather. "Rain, rain, go away. I wanted to play outside today," Lila murmurs, her voice barely audible above the drumming rain. Her small face is framed by the window, a poignant tableau of childhood dreams dampened by the relentless rain. Milo shuffles into Lila's room, his posture reflecting the dismal weather outside. His steps are slow, each movement weighed down by a palpable gloom. He seems to carry the weight of the storm on his shoulders, his expression mirroring the overcast sky. Milo's presence fills the room with a heavy silence, amplifying the quiet sorrow. He breaks the silence, his voice soft with shared melancholy. "Hi, Lila. I came over because I'm sad about the rain too." His words hang in the air, a gentle acknowledgement of their mutual sadness. Lila's eyes dart, finding Milo in the room. Her expression softens with concern, a silent question hanging in the air. Affection warms her features as she closes the space between them. "Oh, Milo. Me too," Lila admits, her voice laced with shared worry. A desperate plea escapes her lips. "What are we going to do now?" In Lila's dimly lit room, long shadows dance, reflecting Milo's furrowed brow and palpable concern. Milo sits beside Lila, his face etched with worry as he observes the world through her eyes. His voice laced with confusion and sorrow, Milo asks, "I don't know, everything looks so gray." He continues, questioning the world's fading vibrancy. "Where did all the colors go?" Pippa bursts into Lila's room, a flurry of wet feathers and frantic energy. She shakes vigorously, scattering droplets like tiny, glittering stars across the wooden floor. A tiny feathered tantrum unfolds as Pippa exclaims, "Wet! So wet! I don't like rain! Don't like rain!" Her distress fills the room, a miniature storm mirroring the one outside. In Lila's cozy room, a tender moment unfolds as Lila gently reaches for a soft towel. With delicate care, Lila begins to dry Pippa's rain-soaked feathers, her touch soft and reassuring. Pippa shivers slightly, her small form seeking warmth in Lila's gentle ministrations. Pippa's voice rings out, a grateful tone filling the room. "Thank you, Lila. Rain makes my feathers heavy." Lila smiles warmly at Pippa, her eyes reflecting a deep affection for the small bird. Toto enters Lila's room, a miniature figure against a backdrop of cozy domesticity. A tiny raincoat adorns him, a splash of vibrant color against the soft light of the room. His bright eyes sparkle with mischief as he breaks the silence. "Good morning, friends. Did you say rainy days are boring?" Toto asks, challenging the gloom with playful defiance. Inside Lila's room, a serious nod accompanies her gesture towards the window, a silent invitation to observe the world outside. A subtle shift in her expression hints at the melancholy concealed beneath her composed exterior. "Yes," Lila begins, her voice tinged with a childish sorrow. Her eyes reflect the somber hues beyond the glass, mirroring the bleakness she describes. "Look outside, Toto," she urges, her tone suggesting a shared disappointment. Her words paint a monochrome canvas. "Everything is gray, we can't play outside." Soft light fills Lila's room, casting a gentle glow on the quiet space. Toto sits composed, his expression thoughtful as he ponders a question. A subtle shift in his eyes as an idea begins to form. Toto's voice, soft yet clear, breaks the silence with a wondering tone. But I wonder, is a rainy day really boring? Or do we just need to look at it differently?" Zuzu rolls into Lila's room, a metallic umbrella perched jauntily, gleaming softly under the light. The small umbrella reflects the room's light, casting a gentle glow. Zuzu's cheerful greeting breaks the silence. "Beep boop! Greetings, friends!" A pause, then a direct, synthesized question. "What seems to be the problem?" Zuzu awaits an answer, the umbrella a quirky accent to its earnest query. Rain streaks down the window pane as Lila gazes out, her silhouette framed by the gray light. The rhythmic drumming of raindrops fills the room, a melancholic soundtrack to a dampened day. A sigh escapes Lila's lips, her breath fogging the glass as disappointment clouds her features. Her voice, soft and tinged with regret, breaks the silence. It's raining, Zuzu. Frustration flickers in her eyes as she adds, our whole day is ruined. The downpour intensifies, mirroring the storm of emotions brewing within Lila. In Lila's room, a window creaks open, revealing a misty night and the soft patter of rain against the glass. Misty floats into the room, her form shimmering like heat haze in the dim light. Her ethereal presence fills the room with an otherworldly glow. Hello, dear ones, Misty says, her voice soft. Perhaps this rainy day has some magic in it. A sudden, earth-shattering rumble of thunder pierces the night, jolting the inhabitants of Lila's room. The room vibrates with the raw power of the storm, every object trembling in response. Startled, eyes widen and bodies tense as the unexpected roar fills every corner of the space. A collective gasp escapes as the sheer force of nature makes its presence undeniably known. Shadows dance wildly as the room is momentarily illuminated by a blinding flash of lightning. The lingering echoes of thunder create an atmosphere of heightened tension and anticipation. Above Lila's window, storm clouds gather, twisting into a recognizable, ominous form. The sky turns an angry black as the spectral figure of Grumpy Gus takes shape. Lightning flashes, briefly illuminating Grumpy Gus's scowling features. Grumpy Gus materializes completely, a towering figure of stormy wrath. His voice booms through the heavens, a grumbling declaration of identity. That's me, Grumpy Gus. Everyone is complaining about my rain, he bellows. Sunlight streams into Lila's room, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. Lila, framed by the window, moves with purpose, her silhouette defined against the bright light. She approaches the glass, her eyes scanning the world outside with a hopeful anticipation. A flicker of recognition crosses her face, a question bubbling to the surface. Her expression softens as she calls out, a hint of surprise and delight in her voice. Grumpy Gus, is that you? Lila asks, her words hanging in the air. Raindrops race down Lila's window, blurring the world outside into streaks of gray and silver. The glass shimmers, reflecting the dim light from within, each drop a tiny lens distorting reality. A voice booms, shaking the window pane. Yes, I heard you saying rain is boring. The unseen speaker continues, emotion dripping like the rain itself. Well, I make rain. The intensity rises, a desperate plea in the storm's declaration, and I'm trying my best. The rain intensifies, as if responding to the emotional outburst, blurring the lines of the world. Lila stands alone in her room, a space reflecting her inner world. The silence amplifies the unspoken emotions swirling around her. A plea hangs in the air as Lila speaks, her voice tinged with regret. We didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Lila cries out, her words echoing. Her eyes search for understanding, hoping to mend the fractured bond. Raindrops race down Lila's window, turning the world into a blurred, watery canvas. A frowning face peers from the glass, reflecting a storm within the room. The reflection distorts, mirroring a deeper discontent. An unseen presence grumbles, the voice laced with hurt. Nobody ever appreciates rain. The unseen presence continues, a threat hanging in the air. Maybe I should just stop raining. The rain intensifies, echoing the speaker's emotional outburst. Inside Lila's room, her bracelet emits a tiny, enigmatic flicker. The faint light catches her eye, a sudden realization dawning. Lila's expression shifts, regret and understanding mixing in her features. Wait, Grumpy Gus, we were being unfair. Rain is important, she exclaims, her voice ringing with newfound conviction. Lila's room buzzes with scientific instruments and curious gadgets, a testament to her inventive spirit. Misty's expectant gaze focuses on Lila, a silent invitation to unveil the wonders of her work. A subtle anticipation hangs in the air, promising a glimpse into Lila's unique world of scientific marvels. Misty's words, soft yet full of curiosity, break the silence. Perhaps you could show us what makes rain special. The question lingers, inviting Lila to reveal the extraordinary within the ordinary. All eyes turn to Lila, awaiting her response that promises to transform the mundane into the magical. Inside Lila's room, pure excitement lights up her face as she anticipates the lesson. Her eyes sparkle with curiosity, eager to absorb all knowledge. Yes, teach us about rain, Lila exclaims, her voice filled with youthful enthusiasm. A moment of pure, unadulterated joy and anticipation hangs in the air. Underneath Lila's window, a solitary figure, Grumpy Gus, stands in quiet contemplation, his gaze directed upwards. The night envelops him as he peers towards the illuminated window, a silent observer in the darkness. His expression unreadable in the dim light, he seems lost in thought, pondering the mysteries within. A sardonic tone colors his words, cutting through the night's silence. Really? You want to learn about rain? Lila's room buzzes with a shared sense of anticipation. Nods ripple through the small crowd, each head movement amplifying the collective agreement. Smiles spread like wildfire, illuminating faces with hope. A unified moment of understanding binds everyone together. The air crackles with unspoken excitement and expectation. Yes! The single word bursts forth, a chorus of shared optimism. Outside Lila's window, Grumpy Gus shifts, his reluctance slowly melting away. A reluctant agreement dawns on Grumpy Gus's face. Grumpy Gus Roland, voice gruff. Well, all right. Grumpy Gus's condition hangs in the air. But you have to really pay attention. A hush falls over Lila's room as everyone crowds around the window, their faces lit by an unseen glow. Anticipation hangs heavy in the air, each breath held as they collectively gaze out at the world beyond. Shadows dance on the walls, amplifying the mystery of the scene unfolding outside Lila's window. Eyes widen, reflecting the awe and wonder of the spectacle before them. A shared moment of unity binds them together, their fates intertwined by the vista. Rain streaks down Lila's window, blurring the world into an impressionistic painting of light and shadow. Beside her stands Grumpy Gus, his weathered face a roadmap of life's harsh lessons and untold stories. His eyes, though aged, hold a spark of knowing as he prepares to impart wisdom. The rain intensifies, mirroring the depth of the knowledge about to be shared. Grumpy Gus breaks the silence, his voice raspy yet firm. First lesson, do you know where rain comes from? His question hangs in the air, heavy with unspoken meanings, as Lila listens intently. In her room, Lila listens intently, her eyes fixed on Zuzu. Zuzu gestures dramatically with its robotic arms, explaining a complex concept. Beep boop! Water evaporates from oceans and lakes, Zuzu exclaims. It rises up and forms clouds, Zuzu adds, completing the explanation with a flourish. Golden sunlight pours through Lila's window, bathing everything in its radiant glow. The world outside is vibrant, teeming with life under the bright, cheerful Sunday. A voice breaks the serenity. Very good, the sun heats up water, booms Grumpy Gus. And it turns into tiny droplets that float up into the sky, Grumpy Gus explains. The sun's warm rays highlight the magic of the natural world outside Lila's window. Sunlight floods Lila's room, revealing dust motes swirling in the air, each a tiny dancer in the golden light. Toto, a small, animated cloud, bobs excitedly, its form shimmering with playful energy. Toto gestures, demonstrating the water cycle with childlike enthusiasm. And when the droplets get heavy, they fall back down as rain, Toto exclaims, eyes sparkling with glee. The light catches Toto just so, highlighting the magic and wonder in Lila's imaginative world. Toto bobs again, eager to continue the story and adventure. Beneath Lila's window, Grumpy Gus nods, a flicker of satisfaction in his eyes as his plan unfolds. A soft, ethereal glow emanates from Lila's bracelet, a beacon in the night. The bracelet's light intensifies, casting an eerie glow on Grumpy Gus's face. Grumpy Gus, his eyes gleaming with triumph, explains, "Exactly, it's the water cycle." The ethereal glow pulses, mirroring the rhythm of Grumpy Gus's words. The scene is bathed in the bracelet's light, a silent testament to the magic at play. Lila sits on her bed, lost in thought as she watches the heavy rain outside. The rhythmic drumming of raindrops paints a somber mood in Lila's room. A thoughtful expression flickers across her face as she contemplates the downpour. Her eyes reflect the gray sky, mirroring a moment of quiet introspection. So rain is like Earth's way of getting water everywhere? Lila wonders aloud. Sunlight floods Lila's room, painting dust motes in the air with gold. Outside the window, Grumpy Gus hovers, a tiny, animated storm cloud. His brow is furrowed, lost in deep thought. He shifts slightly as he ponders the world below. A moment of realization dawns on his face, a spark of understanding. Yes, without rain, nothing could grow. No flowers, no trees, Grumpy Gus exclaims. In the garden, the small flowers are opening, their vibrant colors painting the scene with life. Birds splash playfully in puddles, their joyful chirps filling the air. Grumpy Gus gestures, his weathered hand directing attention to the scene below. "Look down at the garden below," Grumpy Gus commands, his voice gruff yet gentle. Sunlight glistens on the wet petals, highlighting their delicate beauty. The garden bursts with renewed life, a symphony of color and sound. Lila's eyes widen, a bright smile illuminating her face as she takes in the sight of the room. Sunlight streams through the window, casting a warm glow on the room. Lila's smile widens as she notices the animals, her expression conveying delight and wonder. A sense of pure joy emanates from Lila as she observes the animals. "Wow, the animals look happy!" Lila exclaims, her voice filled with genuine excitement. Lila's laughter echoes softly in the room, creating a moment of lightheartedness. In a vibrant garden, every color bursts to life under the sunday. Grumpy Gus observes the lively scene with a skeptical eye. His gaze sweeps over flowers dancing in the breeze. "They are happy. They're getting fresh water to drink," Gus exclaims. The garden thrives, oblivious to Gus's grumbling. Sunlight floods Lila's room, illuminating dust motes in the air. A vase of flowers basks in the light, their vibrant colors a stark contrast to the quiet room. Lila watches the flowers. The flowers look like they're dancing in the rain. The sunlight catches on the petals, making them seem to glow with an inner light. Sunlight floods Lila's room, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. On Lila's wrist, a delicate bracelet of interwoven gems sparks to life. The bracelet glows with increasing intensity, casting an ethereal light. Lila stares at the bracelet, a mix of surprise and wonder in her eyes. "You're right, Grumpy Gus," Lila says, her voice filled with childlike contrition. She smiles softly, her gaze fixed on the glowing bracelet. "I'm sorry we said rain was boring." Outside Lila's window, Gus's expectant eyes search Lila's face, hinting at a surprise. A moment of anticipation hangs in the air as Gus waits for Lila's reaction. Gus leans closer, his expression a mix of eagerness and mischief. "Now, do you want to see something really special?" Gus asks, his voice full of promise. Lila's window reflects the soft light, mirroring the curiosity and wonder about to unfold. Lila's room buzzes with vibrant energy, a palpable excitement filling every corner. Anticipation hangs heavy in the air, thick with unspoken dreams and hopes. Eyes sparkle with unrestrained joy, reflecting the shared eagerness. A collective breath is held, then released in a unified surge of emotion. The room vibrates with a chorus of voices, a single word echoing powerfully. "Yes!" The exclamation bursts forth, sealing a moment of collective triumph. The window pane blurs with raindrops as sounds of Grumpy Gus yelling penetrate the glass. "Come outside!" Grumpy Gus's voice booms, undeterred by the downpour. His words echo, a persistent call cutting through the dreary weather. "Put on your rain boots and jackets," he urges, his tone laced with a gruff impatience. The urgency in his voice suggests an adventure, despite the storm's relentless assault. Lila's window reflects a world of wet streets and the looming figure of the insistent Grumpy Gus. A burst of color as everyone, clad in vibrant rain gear, rushes into the garden, eager to embrace the downpour. Milo, energized, leaps into a puddle, sending water droplets scattering like glittering jewels. The garden transforms into a playground as laughter mixes with the rhythmic patter of rain. Milo shouts with uncontained glee, "This is fun! Look at the splash!" The simple joy of a rainy day washes over them, creating a moment of pure, unadulterated happiness. Each splash is a tiny explosion of delight, echoing the carefree spirit of childhood. In the garden, Lila reaches out, hands open to the sky, welcoming the gentle touch of rain. A soft breeze whispers through the trees, carrying the earthy fragrance of damp soil. Each drop glistens on her skin, a fleeting jewel in the tranquil setting. "The raindrops feel like tiny cold kisses," Lila exclaims, her voice light with joy. Her face is tilted upwards, a picture of serene delight in the heart of the rain-kissed garden. Soft raindrops descend, orchestrating a gentle symphony in the quiet garden. The air is filled with the fresh scent of rain-kissed earth and blooming flowers. Grumpy Gus pauses, his weathered face tilted towards the sky, listening intently. "Now, listen closely. Do you hear that?" Grumpy Gus asks, his voice a low rumble amidst the rainfall. In a tranquil garden, Lila closes her eyes, her face bathed in serene contentment. The gentle rain begins to fall, each drop a soothing caress on the surrounding foliage. She tilts her head slightly, her senses heightened as she embraces the moment. A soft smile plays on her lips as she finds solace in the rhythm of nature. "It's like music, rain music," Lila whispers, her voice barely audible above the rain. The garden around her seems to sigh in harmony with the calming rain. The rain softens, leaving a glistening world behind. Golden sunlight breaks through the clouds, casting a warm glow. A vibrant rainbow paints the garden in a spectrum of light. Colors dance across petals and leaves, bringing the garden to life. The air is fresh and clean, filled with the scent of wet earth. Nature celebrates the end of the storm with a radiant display. A collective gasp fills the garden, every face turns skyward in awe. Lila's voice rings out, filled with pure wonder. A rainbow! It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. The colors arc across the sky, painting the scene with impossible beauty. Suddenly, Lila's bracelet flares to life, mirroring the rainbow's vibrant hues. The bracelet glows, pulsing with the colors of the rainbow. Grumpy Gus stands in a vibrant garden, a stark contrast to his name, as he gestures expansively at the colorful display. Sunlight bathes the flowers as Grumpy Gus points, emphasizing the garden's beauty after the rain. "That's what rain can do," he exclaims, his voice filled with newfound appreciation for nature's wonders. "Rainbows only happen when rain and sunshine work together," Grumpy Gus proclaims, a lesson learned amidst the blooms. In a garden washed with rain, Lila stands amidst vibrant flora, each leaf glistening like a jewel. Lila's eyes widen, taking in the scene, her face illuminated by the soft, diffused light. A moment of pure wonder as she observes the rejuvenated landscape, now teeming with life. Her voice rings out with newfound joy. "I thought rainy days were bad, but they're special," she continues, her words painting a vivid picture. "They help things grow and make rainbows." Bathed in sunlight, the garden thrives with vibrant blooms as Happy Gus stands tall, a wide smile transforming his face. His eyes sparkle with newfound joy, reflecting the colorful petals surrounding him. He beams, basking in the warmth and beauty, a symbol of complete transformation. "I'm not grumpy anymore, I'm Happy Gus now," he exclaims, his voice ringing with pure, unadulterated happiness.